Hello everybody, welcome back. Back to the short track oval side I go. Late model stock series fixed time here from the Bullring at Las Vegas. I actually enjoy this track. I think I've only run it. I just think Supers, Old This, and SKs. Struggling with this. Qualifying pace was nowhere near as good as it needed to be. Qualified 8th as the number 6 car. There's 14 in total. Outside starting position may not be the best just because the gearing's so short on this setup this week that you kind of chip out before you get to the corner entries. But I'm just going to try to do what I can to tire save. I think that's going to be a big key. Not overdriving the right front on entries and then not sliding the right rear off should allow you better grip later on in the race. So hopefully I can do that and try to find my way underneath some people. Maybe make a couple passes, get to a top 5. Stuck on the outside. We got one already running into the back of me.
Steady, still there.
A couple else defending on the bottom. Going all the way to the back, most likely.
Hold your line.
Bottom line is just so dominant here.
He's still there.
Used to be you could make the outside work, but I think with the grip, it's just not feasible. One trying to cut up in front. I got the 4 still working underneath me.
Still there.
Still got more cars coming.
So,
gonna be, like I said, back to 14th most likely. I'm not aggressive enough to cut in front of people.
Still there.
And everybody's gonna line up to take advantage of it. So,
still there.
top 10 will be a good race, I guess.
He's still there.
Just get the 13 on by. No point in fighting him for dead last.
Hold your line. They're on the inside.
All right. Well, went from 8 to 14th in 4 laps. That's really cool. I hate starting on the outside. I really got to improve my qualifying efforts, and I've already lost probably half a lap, if not more, to the leaders.
That lap was at 15.66.
It's not very fun hearing CrewChief call out that I'm last. And I might actually be last on pace as well. Like I said. Only hope is that I can find some pace. Contact. I am at 14. Those cars on the inside. I didn't realize they're 2 on the inside. Trying to work underneath the 13, see if I can grab a couple spots back from that break. Also separated the field out. Puts me up to 10th now. 14 goes all the way to the bottom. I'm not really sure what happened between the 13 and the 4. I'll go on the pit road.
You've just done a 15.
Thought that was the 14 back there. It's not. So maybe I'll try to climb back to an 8th place finish. 10 and the 12 are the only 2 right now up ahead in the sights.
That lap was
as I overdrive turn 1. Which is not going to be good for the right front. Yeah, I wish they would have geared this a little bit better. It just chips out way too early, in my opinion.
Your last lap time was at 15.
Kind of makes it feel a little bit slower than it should.
The gap in front is now.
Right now, I do not have the pace.
There's a car leaving the pit lane.
Both the 10 and the 12 up front, but the only hope is that I somehow save tires a little bit better and can get them back half of the race, since we're not even a quarter of the way done yet. 13 is laps down, so third car in line up ahead is not for position. I feel like I'm entering a little too shallow compared to everybody.
That's the fastest lap of the race. That was a 15.12. The gap in front is now 1.00.
I also wonder if everybody's driving in a bit deeper than I am with that later entry.
You've just done a 15.20. Bentley is now in the lead.
Starting to click off lap times that are a little bit faster than 2 up ahead, so maybe I'm starting to see that difference in tire wear. Just want to keep clicking on consistent laps that aren't too
The gap
hard
in
on both
front
the
is
right
now
front and the right
0.83.
rear, although that was not a very good 1 and 2 for that. Trying to do better at figuring out how to let the car rotate through the center without sliding it off. Like a little bit of a blink for the 10 up ahead.
Your lap time was at 15.24. The gap ahead is now 0.83.
Closing in on 30 to go. Laps will click off quick here, but still a long way to go. Big line of cars coming up.
That lap time was
How many are
15.26.
laps down? Overdrove the 3 a little bit. Twelve's catching up to the 10. I'm still about a second back of the two of them though.
Okay, Jake, you're gaining on this car. The gap is 0.80.
I think the 13 had a bit of a blink up ahead. Twelve's trying to get underneath the 10. I think he's quite there yet, but they're going to go side by side into turn 3. So watch for contact between the two of them. I'm also going to use that to try to close up.
The gap behind is now 13
12
seconds.
lets the 10, or gets by the 10, 10 slots in behind him, but not allow me underneath him. It's good defensive driving there. Overdrove the entry to 1 there. Way terrible entry into 3. Way too early on the entry. And then overdrove 1 again. Too hard on the throttle in the center of 1 and 2.
You're halfway home. Your fuel is
Halfway
fine.
down,
You've just
25 to
done
go.
15.43.
Slowly catching up on these two, just not quite close enough yet to do anything.
The track temp's increasing. It's now 83 Fahrenheit.
14 up ahead, that's who the 13 was working by.
That lap was at 15.42.
So that'll stall any chance of getting by the 10 most likely.
The gap behind is now 14 seconds.
10 just a little bit. Still got 14 to the outside, so can't make a move to the inside yet. 3 wide is not going to be a very smart decision on my part. It allows the 10 to get away.
Still there. Still there. Clear.
Clear the 14 now. Try to regroup, see if I can go after the 10 again. 20 to go. Would love like 150 or 200 lap race here with no tire changes. I think that would really let the driving shine. I would go 1 again a little bit. Just, I get to him, I just cannot get enough to really make time and get underneath them. It's letting the 12 pull away. Trying to get back to the throttle a little bit earlier to keep inching closer. Trying to use, hopefully, what's fresher rubber to be able to cut down underneath. Overdrove 1 there, so not gonna allow me to do it this time. guys are getting a really good view of the back bumper of the 10.
You've just done a 15.
Right side. Outside line's clear.
Just
side.
barely leaning on the 10 there, out of 2.
Still there.
Work to the bottom.
Clear high. Right side.
Rotated the car, getting on
Still
the
there.
apron.
Clear up high.
E9.
Try not to overdrive it too bad. At least I made one pass based on speed. We are sitting about 2/3 of a lap down.
Your
Away
lap time
over
was
one, trying to get away.
15.48.
And all the while that allowed the 12 to pull away. So he's now about a second ahead.
That lap was a 15.47.
At least I can say I didn't get wrecked this race, so far at least. Just got freight trained off of a terrible start. Because that's what qualifying on the outside can do to you. And nobody to blame but myself for that. Then to go.
That lap was a 15.43.
Yeah, fixed series when you're in this split. I mean, this isn't even anywhere near the highest that typically runs in this series. It's just so tough to make up a bunch of time. It's so close.
E9.
Especially when I really get on the throttle way too early. Out of 2. Then get the wall, like an idiot. Gaining on the 8, but fortunately not enough laps to do anything. Gonna have 7 to go when we cross the line. 12 might have a shot at the 8 before the end. Got a couple cars racing side by side. Maybe I'll catch another free spot off some contact before the end. Get back to where I started. Fortunately, just not enough pace again this week, and terrible qualifying effort, so gotta keep working on it. I know what I need to improve, it's just trying to figure it out. Definitely struggling with this car, that is for sure.
That lap time was 15.54. Your lap time was a 15.45.
Not even catching the 12 and the 8, now they're both pulling away from where it was a little bit ago. 3 to go.
The gap to Jenkins behind.
So we'll chalk this up to a I missed the mark badly this week.
That last lap was a 15.39. Two laps remaining. Your last lap time was a 15.
But like I said, at least no incident points so far. White flag. Nobody dive bombing other than off the start when they should to take
White flag,
advantage
one more
of
lap.
the inside line. And I stayed on the lead lap. Take what few positives I can out of this. Not much to look at other than that start, just to see would I have been able to find any kind of gap to get down to the bottom.
E9. There's the checkered flag.
Yeah, I mean, frustrating to finish. Definitely frustrating to finish in 9th as the 6th car, but at least it's not terribly far off of where I started. Tires were 75/89, so still leaning on that right front way too much, but was trying to, at least I did a better job of saving the right rear, which is not very quick, so take a look at the start. So did not get a very good start. The 3 went and checked up, and that kind of checked me up, so that lost me quite a bit, which I don't know if it was actually the 3, the yellow number 3. That should have been my gap to the bottom, and then I got the bump from the 10, which allowed the 9 to my inside. And I, on a single screen, just being a bit too cautious. see everybody able to fill the gaps though, and at this point there's not a gap for me to cut down in without coming across somebody's nose. So it's just working the outside, giving too much room, another person to fill the gap. That was the 10. And the 12's gonna do the same thing. Yeah, I don't know. Should have checked up, but the 13 drove it in hard to fill the gap. And again, I saw him to the inside. It was just, that was the last place car, so at that point it was worth it for me to just drop to the back. So that's how you go to the back. I don't know. I mean, one shot early on, maybe I need to try to be a little more proactive and just shove my way in, but I don't know. It's hard for me to really judge those gaps to the side on single screen when I don't have the ability to look over and I don't have, you know, any kind of live spotter telling me how much clearance I have. So pretty tough that way. And then let's see what happens to the wreck. Up there it is, right up ahead. So looks like the 9, I believe, gets tapped. So he's got the 14 right behind him. So we're gonna go into turn 1. The 14 just gets on the throttle until it really gets him. The 4, I think, was the one that gets into the 14. So gave me a few free spots, and then we're working by the 13 at that point. You can see me right up there trying to work by the 13 outside. So yeah, tough break. You know, not real great overall, but hey, it was finally a 0x race. I completed all 50 laps, didn't get wrecked. Just gotta qualify better, gotta find some more pace, and be a little more aggressive. So take it, move on. Let me know what you guys do to try to find gaps when you're on a single screen and don't have that visibility to the either side of the car to look. Otherwise, hopefully you enjoyed it. Tried to battle it back as best as I could. Needed like another 50 laps or so, and maybe I could have made up a little ground. So it is what it is. Keep working on it. Just try to improve the effort every week. So till the next one, I hope all your laps are fast, your races are clean, and your finishes are good. Thanks for watching.